internet-based microgenre built upon the experimental and ironic tendencies of such genres as chillwave and hypnagogic pop, is a common feature of album covers, clothing and merchandise. Although now that I'm checking Wikipedia, foundational vaporwave album Floral Shop 2011 by Macintosh Plus uses a tone closer to living coral than rose quartz. The point here is to explain that when Meryl Streep in The Devil Wears Prada 2006 reveals that the shade of Andy's cerulean sweater, which is not cerulean, that's Pantone 154020, and is much lighter and softer than Andy's sweater, was selected years before as a fashion trend by experts based on significant collections by Oscar de la Renta and Yves Saint Laurent, before ending up in a clearance bin, she overlooks the prior stage, where Oscar de la Renta and Yves Saint Laurent were themselves inspired by internet-based microgenres, or whatever the equivalent was at the time. In 2021, that journalist wore a living coral sweater more than any other. May the coral consume him. Queer. If given nectar, Thanatos will give you the pierced butterfly, and the memory of it is painful to me. The green fields. Reaching maximum affinity with Thanatos will unlock a scene in Zagreus's room, where Zagreus can either begin a romantic relationship with him or continue as friends. And that fear motivates me to distance myself from the person in the video. The blue sky. Thanatos, Dusa and Megara can be romanced at the same time with no negative repercussions. I don't look and sound like that, do I? The white clouds. If Zagreus is able to fully romance both Thanatos and Megara, another scene will be unlocked in Zagreus's room, in which he, Thanatos, and Megara meet up and can begin a polyamorous relationship. I'm horrified and repulsed by the thought that I'm like her in some way. The calling, the calling. Transgender. Have you ever remembered in the middle of writing a poem or doing the dishes that you're going to die? It's banal, but also magnificent, this daily confrontation with death. Scrub, scrub, I'm going to die. Scrub, scrub, I'm going to die. Each bird flies through the day in the knowledge of death. Some of us die more readily than others. I have this plate that I recovered from a bin in St Andrews in 2007. It's very large and green, part of a set, and I've carried it to each house I've lived in since, perhaps 10. It survived the rage in which I threw every item of crockery in the house at the kitchen wall. One of my housemates is already dead. In the last year, the plate has developed a very thin crack running down the centre, the bell sounds beneath the reservoir, almost but not entirely from one side to the other. It's the sort of crack that you only notice when you flex the plate in hot dishwater. I have to work hard to avoid flexing the plate, although flexing is the only way to check on the crack, because each flex makes the crack slightly larger, the bell sounds beneath the reservoir. It's such a lovely, painful, scraping, bending, breaking feeling. The sound of the widening crack travels up through my fingers into my brain stem. I know the plate is going to break one day soon, and I don't know whether I can survive that. Transsexual. In the Rider-Waite-Smith tarot,